Hello and welcome to the Dating Advisory Board. I am your host, Jen Hecht. We have a fabulous show for you today. We have those two brilliant and beautiful ladies here today talking about how we can be easily referred in business and dating. So I have over here Jenny Schippelman. She's Senior Vice President of Eagle Bank.
The Royal Wave.
The Royal
Yes,
Wave,
hi.
yes. And Melanie Coburn, Chief Relationship Officer at Cadre. So, yes.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you.
To be here.
Well, I wanted to have you guys talk a little bit about your background, and then we'll kind of go into like how you got into. I know you are the connector and the networker, and you are too. So I want to talk a little bit about your company and how you got to build Cadre with your husband, and also because Jenny, you're at every networking event. So I can't wait to hear your testimony. Used to be. No. So Melanie, you wanted to kind of start first and tell us your background.
Sure. I was a marketing director with the Redskins for about 10 years and developed a really diverse network. Met my husband, had a kid, realized I was looking to sort of build something together. We came up with Cadre really based on some of the things Derek was doing for his clients in his wealth management company, connecting them in unique ways, hosting events, bringing them together, and sort of strategically following up with them. And we were part of different networking groups all over the city, none of which felt like a perfect match for us. So we kind of took the things we liked about each group and blended them into Cadre.
Yeah. And it's awesome. That's how I met Jenny.
That's right. That's right. It is awesome.
And a little secret, Melanie and I have known each other since the Redskins days.
Yep.
Yes, we had some very good times when we worked there. It was fun.
And there's the bell.
And again.
We found the bell.
And we found the bell. No, it was a really good time, though. It was fun. It was a really good group to work with over there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, my story is not quite as exciting. There may not be a bell, at least in this immediate future. No, I don't know.
I know. You got some good stories.
So when I started my professional career, what I needed to do was figure out how to get in front of people. And right out of college, from getting in front of individuals where I was, helping them manage their money, to transferring into the business banking world and the commercial banking world and commercial lending world, the name of the game is getting in front of the right people. And then how do you do that? And so basically throughout my career, I have been able to try, and there was a lot of trial and error, don't get me wrong. And so that's where you learn what organizations really fit your personality and who is your target audience. And so I've been able to, sort of find my niche, and Cadre is awesome once again.
Yes. I mean, hello.
Derek and Melanie, really, there it is. Have developed an organization that is fantastic.
Yeah,
so
it's
kudos.
unbelievable.
Thank you. We've got great support from all of our founding members and sponsors, so we're very lucky.
It's very lucky. I know, it's awesome. But when you bring up a good point, you're talking about you're building these communities and you're networking, and let's kind of go into and how can we easily, or I should say, let's talk about how to build the right tribe around us. And we talk about on the Dating Advisory Board in business and in dating how important it is to have such a strong foundation and be around people, like-minded people. I think that's key. I mean, you can network in different groups, but just not be a fit. Right. And, I've been very fortunate that I've had some of my best friends and people on my board from Cadre, right, that are on my dating advisory board and board in life. So, I mean, give us, some examples of, or talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're looking for a group to be a part of, you really have to go in there with your vision and your values really defined, know what you want, what you're looking for, know what you're not looking for, and, really never compromise that. I think being authentic and real with yourself and what you really want to, and bringing that to the table is going to really create relationships that are authentic and long-term.
Yeah, and I think that translates very well in the dating world too,
right? It really does. Well, and I think one of the things that I found in my experience is that people are going to want you to be certain things. And whether it's in business, in personal life, people are going to have their own ideas of what you should be, how you should act, what you should be doing in any particular situation. And so being authentic, like Melanie said, and knowing what you stand for. And you may not know that right away. Some people are just not born with that, and you have to figure out what your do's and don'ts are and what you're comfortable with. And once you do, just stick to that.
Right. And so, I always say, look at yourself in the mirror first. Make sure the reflection in the mirror is on point before you start swiping right.
Yes.
It's true.
Yes. I mean, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
in the
some people
mirror.
should not
Yeah.
be out there
Yeah.
swiping. Just
Yeah.
saying. I mean, no, I mean, you know, just, you know, having a
Well,
clear.
I mean, but they're swiping for their reasons, and
Right.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Right.
Once again, when there's not a match in priorities, that's
That's
when
true.
things like that happens. They're swiping for their reasons, whatever
Right.
that may be,
Right.
and it works for them.
Yeah, or it's automatic. Do you know that there's automatic swiping now?
What?
Yes,
sounds dangerous.
100%. They have it. They were. It's an app apparently.
course
I
it
just
is,
made
because there's
somebody
an app for
really
that.
rich with that comment.
There's an app for that.
There's an app for that. Yeah, there's an app for that. Yeah, apparently it just swipes right, and it's like okay, it's just
Swipes
like
right.
Yeah, just swipes
Which
right
is-
on everything.
Is that,
It's
is
a-
that a good, that's a yes.
that's like
right?
they just want to swipe and see. It's just like, you know, filling the funnel in sales.
Oh,
right?
it's like
Oh, no.
throwing
Right.
a bunch
It's
of
like
dirt at
getting-
the wall.
and
It's like
see
getting
what comes
5,000
back.
LinkedIn connections of
Oh
people
my
you don't
God,
know.
yes,
yes,
yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's like the
I
other
can't even
thing.
imagine like fishing through that, sifting through that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You look at what you're doing to the other person. That's not nice.
No, it's not nice at all.
Stop.
It's a lot of clutter.
There's a lot of clutter. But think about it. I mean, Jake. But no, think about it. Like, I like when you talk about the different apps, you know, the dating
Yes.
apps out there. I do like the fact that Tinder does link back up to Facebook because you can see who you're connected to. So then you can do your own recon, you know, to like
Right,
kind of vet
right.
that
Who the
that
mutual
person,
friends are.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Just
that
like
makes
you would,
sense.
you
I
would
think
do.
Bumble does as well, no?
I haven't seen it on Bumble. I think it's maybe.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know.
know. To recheck that.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
foreign to me, but we use LinkedIn as social
Right.
proof. So if
Right.
someone's referred into Cadre, we will go to that person's LinkedIn profile to see who we have in common, and then we'll check with the folks we have in common just to see, you know, what input they have, if they've ever worked with these people, if they have any, you know, feedback for us.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's good.
That's,
That's how you
that's a really
research
good
it.
practice, exactly.
Right, just like you would research a client. You wouldn't just go into a meeting with a client and not have done your research on them.
Some people do.
Some
I've
people do.
experienced
Well,
that. Yes.
write that down. You learned that life tip today.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
If you want to be successful
Please
in
use
business,
Google.
Google it, right? It's
Google
called
it.
Google.
LinkedIn.
Dr. Google knows all.
Yes.
Yeah, all of it.
No, think about it. And then look at, like I always say, when you're going in sales, you know, for instance, if you're going into say a nonprofit, right, and you have a nonprofit, make sure before you go in there, you have a list of the solution that you are providing. Say, hey, for A, B, and C company, I did X, Y, and Z. Is that something that you would be interested in? They're like, whoa, I never really thought about it that way. Because if they're in the same kind of industry or maybe even the same, you know, company or same, you know, position.
But see, that's value.
That's
right?
value.
And so this is where you're not just coming with a product, because everyone has products.
Right, exactly.
You're coming with value, you're coming with a service, and that's something that immediately elevates you in their eyes, or should.
It should, right? Yeah, because you're trying to provide, at least on my side, you're trying to figure out where the holes are and fix the holes in
Right.
the communication infrastructure. You know, in dating or business, it's the same deal, right? And have third party referrals to send like where that are experts in their field to fix
Right.
that particular area,
Right.
If it's in marketing, if it's in video, if it's in accounting, if
Right.
it's in sales, I mean,
HR, everything. Yeah.
everything, right? Now, what would you say? I have to have you tell this story, but networking do's and don'ts.
Oh,
when you
yes.
go to events, I just want to get right into it.
Right into it. Well, I mean, I think right off the bat, it's like what you said.
Yeah.
You want to go in and be authentic, be who you are. I think you also need to go in there with the right expectations, and slinging your business card to everybody in the room is not going to work. It's just
No.
like the clutter we mentioned before.
Yeah.
I think that really just being yourself and seeking out folks who you share common interests or hobbies or something like that. I know that there's a lot of big events that you can go to and you could probably waste a lot of time at, but you can also do your research in advance and figure out who's going to be there, if there's
Exactly.
anybody who might have something in common with you or that you might be able to help
Yeah.
or bring something to the table for them.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to go into an event
Yeah,
as well.
and sometimes some of the events actually have the list of the people who are coming.
Exactly.
This makes it very easy for you to go out there and research it and say, oh, like this is a customer that maybe I've been trying to target for a hot minute, right? And do your research and have that ready when you go meet that people. I mean, you're having a strategy. Okay, here are the five. I mean, don't go into these networking events saying like I'm going to just grab every single card and I'm going to cold call and they're going to
Yeah.
sell a product.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's
No, that's a big no.
That's a negative ghostwriter. I will not give you my card.
Well, but sometimes you don't know. Sometimes
Right,
you don't know but that's what people are actually doing, right? And so what I've actually found in some of my experiences, I remember this networking group early in my career that I joined, practice, but I
Right.
didn't know any better at the time. And I remember this guy, you have coffee to try to get to know the members.
Right.
And we're sitting there. He said, "All right, so I can give you 20 business cards, and you can call them, but just don't use my name." So
Okay.
it's essentially cold calling.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking
could've
at him.
done
I'm
that
like,
myself.
exactly. Why do I need you for that?
Right.
You're a phone book.
Explain that to me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
And so, but going to these events, you can look up the people who are going to be there, and you can figure out who you want to meet. You can, and a lot of times, once you're in the industry long enough, you're going to know someone who's there already. So you can actually say, "Hey, who are you looking to meet?" And then potentially help them and say, "Hey, I'm looking to meet these people. Do you know them? Can you make an introduction?"
Yeah.
So there's many different ways to strategize when you're going to events. You can invite your clients to events or prospects. Say, "Hey, my other prospects in this industry have found this event to be of value. Would you like to be my guest?"
Right.
And so people love that.
Yeah, and that's what isn't that? It's kind of what Derek would do. So
Exactly.
let's talk about
That's
that.
exactly.
It's such
Yeah.
a great networking tool that you guys
Yes.
should definitely even in business and dating too. Invite a friend. No, I mean it's really
he
good.
just wrote a pretty impactful blog post about that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's how, you invite. I guess he calls it the 2-for-1. So
Yes.
you invite a client, you ask them to bring a friend. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have to be with the preconception that they have to be a potential client. Just somebody that you would want to hang out with. Like you're going to play golf or you're going to a sporting
Mm-hmm.
event. That's a few hours. Like you want to spend time with friends, not
Somebody you
random
like.
people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's had a lot of success with that.
Yeah, well, it makes sense, and think about it now. As at least now I'm older. I mean, I'm very selective in the time, like as we all are, because we're all very, very busy. On what kind of networking events or groups that we want to be a part of,
Right.
And it's usually, I mean, most of us have the same kind of like-minded. We became really, really good friends because of it.
Right.
And you do want to help the other, but you have to tell the story. Derek did the "Homie Don't Play That." This
Yes.
is
Ooh, yeah.
hilarious.
That was the prime example of somebody grabbing business cards with ulterior motives who collected as many business cards as he could at one of our events, and he spammed everybody post-event, trying to set up meetings, lunches, calls, whatever he could. And our members tell us, they're quick to tell us, which is good because
Yeah.
they want to keep the quality and cadre,
exactly.
But you guys
exceptional as
specifically
well.
say don't do that.
Right.
There's even an
Say
email
don't
that
do
goes
that.
out pre-event saying, "Hey, look, these are the rules of engagement here. We don't do that. We don't play that. Just don't do it."
Homie Don't Play That.
Right.
Right.
So Derek reached out to him, gave him a chance to explain himself, and he kind of pushed back. And so Derek wrote this blog post basically calling him out and saying, "Homie, don't play that." He had the picture of the clown on the top of the blog post and everything, saying, this guy, he did this. And it was posted in the Washington Business Journal. They got a little pushback because it actually mentioned his name and his business. But, you can't do that in the business world. People will find out.
Right.
Just like in the dating world. If you're going to ghost somebody or do these
Oh.
Yeah,
we're gonna get to
I'm
that.
sure we can get to a lot of
Oh,
things
honey.
that are parallels.
No, they
in
are
both
parallel.
worlds.
Yeah, you wouldn't ghost a client.
No.
Right?
No.
You would never
No.
ghost a client. And number
No.
one, this town is a small town. I
It
don't
is.
care what you say.
It is a small
you
town.
better come correct. Okay? I don't care what it is. I mean, just be nice, people. It's like be human. Like it doesn't matter, and especially in business. I always say this, so you never know. I true story.
There it is.
Girl, one of my friends walks into a client. She was in sales, walks into a client meeting, and the guy that ghosted her was sitting right next to her contact. Yeah. Talk about awkward.
It is
So you
awkward.
never know. So just be nice out there. I mean, come on. Who cares? It doesn't work out. Just be like, hey, just not feeling it, but
Exactly.
wish you well. Because
Right.
then you're like, wow, this person's really nice. Like I have respect for them. So maybe if you ever did run into them again,
Right.
then
Well, but
then
the
there's some
the
jack
unfortunate-
wagons out there. So
There
then,
are.
and then you're just
But the
never-
unfortunate thing, though, technology
It's true,
makes it
Jacob. You can
so-
laugh. It's true.
Jack wagon.
Jack wagons.
I
They're
like
all over
that
the
word.
place.
I like that word.
I know. It's good.
The unfortunate part about it, though, is that people are getting further and further away from actual communication.
It's true.
And because we no longer talk on the phone, we no longer talk face to face, hardly ever. It's so easy to just not respond to a text, right?
Right.
And so while it's easy, people still shouldn't do it. And not that I've never done it. Honest
I know.
truth.
I can't say that I didn't either.
Right.
So, yeah.
And
I've learned
so-
from my mistakes.
Exactly. And I will not do it again.
I will not do it again. Yeah. You can hold us accountable.
Done.
We will not do it.
I'm
Oh,
getting
my
attached to this bell. You better
I'm
watch it.
telling you, I'm serious. I want multiple bells. I mean, I asked
You-
for a cowbell last week, but they did not come with it this week, so that didn't happen.
This is fine here, but this would never be allowed in my house.
No. There's
no
there's
no
absolutely
bells.
not a way.
Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, I love it. There's 2 cowbells. Oh, okay. Oh, well, we'll get some more bells in a second. So we're gonna take a short break real quick, and when we come back, we got more here. We're also gonna talk about dating dictionaries and LinkedIn profiles, do's and don'ts. And we'll be right back. Hello, and welcome to the Dating Advisory Board. I am hearing my phone. Thank you so much for tuning back in. We've got an amazing show. We're going to talk about how can we easily be... Okay, why is this going on?
Do you have it on live?
I have it on live. All right, just kidding.
Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties now. I was trying to answer some of the questions. But anyway, well, thank you for tuning back. We're doing how we can easily be referred in both the dating and the business world. So we have a few more questions, but we did want to get a shout out to Abong and Marissa and everyone who was
Gordon.
tuning in.
Hi.
That was the little
Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. And I would say one of the questions I would have, like, how would you have people stand out in the crowd? Like, what tip would you say when you're going, up to someone in a networking event or even on a date? What's the tip that we can use?
Man, I mean, I'm going to go back to authenticity because I feel like if you
Have to
really
be
want
you.
to connect with somebody on a real level, you're going to have to be the real you, and whatever you're passionate about or whatever you're interested in, put it out there.
Yeah, just be you,
Agreed.
right?
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
be you.
Be you.
Yeah.
And like, for example, for me, I dress up during the week.
Mm-hmm.
I wear a suit, I wear a dress, heels, and things like that on the weekend. Sometimes I don't do that. But if you're going on a date, if you're going to a business thing, just make sure that, it's not pajamas or, sweatpants or something
Yeah,
like that.
and wash your hair. I mean, that's always a positive. too.
Well, for those of us who don't wash it every day, at
No,
least
I'm
do
just
something
saying.
with it. Yes,
Dry
yes.
shampoo it.
Dry
Yes,
shampoo it.
dry shampoo
What
it
it is,
or
something.
right.
You've seen
Br-
those.
brush your
You
teeth.
know when it's oily.
Brush
I've
your
seen it.
teeth.
Yeah.
That's
a shower.
that's a big thing. Yeah, take a
Shower.
shower. Yes.
That's always good.
So a big tip there.
Yeah. Life tip.
Shower.
Life tip. It's true.
Yes.
I mean, you're not too busy to take one.
No one is that busy.
No. All right, so let's go into the best dating stories. As we get back into, we're going to now focus in on LinkedIn do's and don'ts for like profiles on what you should be writing and what you should be posting. But we're also going to talk about the dating dictionary because there's just a whole lot of words out there.
And
that,
it sounds like we're all going to learn something.
yes, I mean, and it's not nice, people.
Yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is like let's like work through this. But I mean, it's more people are asking like, what is it? What are some of these dating terms that are out there, and like why is this happening? So that's why I want to bring it up. But first, I want to hear. We're going to share some dating horror stories. Okay.
Oy, it's
Oh.
been a while.
Yes.
It's been a while. Yeah. I mean, I think when I was thinking about this, it took me back to the year, I think it was 2000. It was New
20
Year's Eve
years.
of 2000 into 2001, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, a
Oh,
very
the
long
Y2K?
time ago.
No, 2000,
No, it was like
2001.
the year
Okay,
after,
okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I was at a party with a friend who I knew in college, and we studied together, we hung out, we were all these good friends. We actually lived on the same floor in a dorm at one time, and it was New Year's Eve, everyone's happy.
Exactly. Yes. Champagne.
Champagne, lots of champagne, and midnight rolls around, and I was single, he was single. There was like no kiss. I'm gonna give him. I'll tell you in a minute, but no kiss, but like a little kiss, right?
A
Not
peck.
Like a
steal.
pecker.
It's like a pecker,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
hug, whatever.
Yeah.
So the next day, I get invited. This must have been before. This was before 2000 because this was like probably 98. Whenever
Yeah.
the Titanic. When did the Titanic?
It's 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
20 years.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been
so-
that long.
Yes.
This is how old.
I
This
don't
is
wanna
how
talk
out of the
about it.
dating
Exactly.
game I am.
Let's
But
continue
I'll
the
never
story
forget
quickly.
the
Yes.
Titanic. It was like serious. I got invited to go. That was like our first date. It was the Titanic, which
It's
is
a
like
metaphor.
epic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's a 3-hour
It was
crying
And that's
movie
like-
crying
as a first
movie,
date.
As a
Wow.
first date,
yeah.
and then we get out of the date, and there were some professions of love and some feelings that
Wow.
were shared that were not. I did not
That's-
know
that's a
that
first
was
date.
coming, so
Oh,
it was
wow.
very.
Off-putting.
I'm gonna call
Wow.
this guy Leo because I don't,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna save it
So
for-
Leo got aggressive.
Leo
I mean,
got aggressive.
So let me ask you a question. Did he feel cold?
Did he feel cold? He was,
I think he did after.
yeah.
As he went down
Yeah,
Oh.
I
the
mean,
ocean.
there wasn't any ghosting happening now that
Yeah.
I know what that term means, but there was definitely not any,
Yeah.
anything further.
Follow-up dates?
The
Yeah.
Titanic crashed, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sunk.
It was
Yeah.
done.
Yeah,
He was not letting
did
go.
let go. But
At least
I
that
felt
day.
bad because he was sweet and we were friends, and that's another thing.
Okay.
Be
go.
very careful with friends.
Yes.
Yes, I think that was the key takeaway for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
You never know what is under the surface, right?
No, you
Oh
don't.
yeah. Oh honey. Okay. I have a story then. Maybe, instead of doing that, I will say that I did date a friend who was actually my best friend,
Yeah.
and that was Titanic.
Yeah.
And I looked back and I'm like, damn it, I should have never
Should've
done
known.
that. Yes.
But now you know.
well, yeah.
So
Clearly.
one of the things, and I have to say that there's some, bad stories out there. But at the end of the day, if I didn't go through those, I wouldn't be where I am right now, and I wouldn't be
true.
able to tell you all these stories. So
Yeah.
there's that.
There's that.
I want to hear them. Let's go.
So the story actually that you haven't heard or until today is the one from a number of years ago, and this is where you obviously socialize with your coworkers and you get to know each other. And I went and I think it was lunch or dinner with this guy, and it was nice. We had a conversation, and the next day I think another coworker comes up to me and says, "So how was the date?" And I said, "Wait, what are you talking about? I wasn't on a date." And he said, "No, yesterday
Cool, what?
with so and so. Let's call him,
Dave.
Dave, for
Why not?
Yeah, why not?" And so yes, apparently he was under the impression and told everyone that we were on a date,
Stop
and he was
it.
very excited.
No.
No, that's no.
And so also sunk. Yeah, that did not happen
he
again.
didn't done.
And I was like, "Yes, say hello to your wife for me, by the way."
What?
So, oh yeah.
Oh god, it just gets. There's so many layers. There's just so many layers.
Yeah. Always.
Always. Yeah. So, well, maybe that's.
And in the workplace?
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, you were in the same company.
Yes.
Like, oh,
Same office.
yeah.
Which I mean happens now. People, obviously are careful
Right,
about
right.
it and things like that as long as there's no conflict of interest. But the fact that number one, you're married, obviously.
Right.
And number two, if it's a date, both parties should know.
should know or agree to that at that
Correct.
point
Correct.
in
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Right.
And then maybe there wasn't any physical contact or anything like that, but the whole kiss and even if you went on a date, girls talk, guys talk, but let's not talk in the office about it if it's in the office.
Yeah, not
environment.
around the water cooler at 10:30 in the morning where
Yes.
everyone gathers.
Right.
Why is it always at 10:30? This is in my office. I'm like, really? Y'all like set
That's when the
time
water cooler
parameters?
is?
I'm like, no. Negative ghostwriter. Okay, so all right, let's go into LinkedIn do's and don'ts since we're talking about business and dating. And I want to talk about like what you should be posting on LinkedIn as your profile and what you're writing to and who you're connecting with, and then we'll go into the profiles for dating as well.
So LinkedIn to me has always been a business application, right or wrong. Don't get me wrong. In the last, I want to say 6 months, I've gotten many in-linked mails from people I have no idea who they are, and apparently they love my profile and they would love to meet me because they've been looking for a wife their whole life. And
So you went on a date.
no, I do not date those people. Maybe I should. It's like the swiping right
Yeah,
thing, right?
no,
you just go to all of your profiles.
Mayma got proposed. She got proposed to on there. he
Oh,
said, "I want."
man.
Yeah,
Remember
she's
Marissa's?
Right.
No,
Oh,
my
and
God,
Marissa's?
Marissa's too.
Right.
Well, hers said, "I want to mirage you." It's like you are a mirage. Okay,
Or
you
you
are
will be.
done.
Yes, yes.
Good
yes.
night. Thanks for coming out.
So, right or wrong, maybe people are starting to mix LinkedIn into business and personal. To me, it's always been business. And so that's what I use it for. I post my bio there, places I've worked, places I've gone to school, my core competencies, things that I look for, clients I look for, connections I look for. That to me is LinkedIn.
Yeah. No, that's true.
That's good. Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think just like when you have a dating profile, like you don't need to talk about yourself for 10 pages. I think those
No.
LinkedIn profiles drive me crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to kind of know what it is you do, what type of people you're looking for, and to be honest, the social proof aspect of it is we're looking to see who you're connected with.
Correct.
You go
Yeah.
to somebody's LinkedIn profile and they have, 60 or 16
Right.
connections. It's not.
Yeah, and just like in dating app, like you see someone on there that's not connected to anybody on Facebook, you're like, nope,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
I mean, how is it in this city that
Why?
we don't know?
You're like, why?
Why
Somebody.
don't you? Yeah, you
no,
don't know
no one
anyone?
in common. Well, I actually, so if I see that, that's not a huge thing for me. But then if there is 10 pages of profile, and then someone wants to write me novels, not just essays. We're talking like I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I stop after.
Are you talking about text message or
1.5.
just like in messages in general? Text,
anything?
any
I
sort of.
text in bullet points as
Okay.
well.
Yeah.
And so
I
to-
text in
who has the patience? Like I don't.
Everybody
You're
hates-
successful.
It's not my personality.
You're busy. You
Yeah.
don't have time for a
Amen.
novel.
Yes.
No, it's a yes or no, and then I remember I had to say I'm like I don't mean to be short, but can we connect in person on if it's an issue? And so
Or just, are we? This is a dating app. I mean, we are here to ask me on a date.
Well, right, and
mean,
that's
there's
what
that.
I've had to say. I don't mean to be short, but I'm not looking to meet a pen pal.
Right.
That's not the purpose of this app for me. That's not the purpose of this interaction.
Right.
So can we have coffee?
Now, do you
so
ask
that-
them out, or are you seeing yourself? You ask them out, or
Oh, you know what? I've done both.
okay, or waited?
It
Is there like a
depends.
day, like okay, if this person isn't,
It depends on the mood. You know what I mean? It depends on the mood.
You are not responding back to me. You are done.
That's
You are done skis. Right.
Who has the time?
No,
No one has the time.
I don't.
Right.
I made, I used Calendly and I basically carved out 15-minute increments for phone calls, and I'm only available certain times each day,
Correct.
certain days of the week, and that's my availability. And if, here, you pick what's convenient to you,
Right.
and that's how we're going to make it work.
Well, and that's how you meet people. And I think
That's
that
true.
if you meet somebody, whether it's through an app or with introduction, and you actually like them, you obviously will make time.
Right.
Or the point is that you should make time if you're interested.
Right.
Right.
So
You should make. Yeah.
that's I think the whole
It's
idea.
tough to meet in person the first time.
Yes.
True.
I try to always, make the phone call happen first, because a lot of
Yes.
those things you can figure
can
out in
tell.
the first 15 minutes.
I think it's a really good advice. I mean, think about that when you're like, oh, well,
But
when
see,
you do
to me-
introductions for people, you're just like, why don't you have a quick phone call to see if when you sent the stuff last week, why don't you have a quick phone call like
For
you said,
business,
for
yes.
business,
For
right?
business, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but I've heard that in dating too. I've heard that.
For personal, I found that I'd
Really?
rather spend 15 minutes and make time for coffee, because sometimes I have a great conversation with someone, I see them and there's no chemistry. And so
Okay.
And
True.
so that's why, to me, I'd rather meet somebody. And then if there's, like, there has to be some kind of a spark, right? Something.
Clearly.
Something.
Right.
And so we'll still discuss the same stuff than
Yeah.
we would on the phone, but I'll actually see the facial expressions. I'll see the body language, right? And it can be the same 15 minutes. We can just run down to Starbucks and meet somewhere in
Right.
between, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that, to me, is the being able to see somebody and figure out whether
Yeah.
I want to kiss them. I mean,
Yeah.
really.
It's true. That's a good point. Now, you have to
Very
tell the
different.
story. I'm starting to bring it back to this. Tell that one story with that guy.
No.
Oh
No,
my
no.
God.
No, this is going live. No, I know it's
Okay,
a
I
good
know.
story,
That's
but
fine.
That's,
All
that
right, I'll
story-
leave
We'll
that.
save that one.
We'll save that.
We'll save that
We'll
one.
do that one in
Well, that
person.
one.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually.
Oh, in person.
In
There it
person.
is.
There you go. Just ask people out, people. If you're on the dating
Yes.
app, that's what it's a dating app for a reason. You need to ask them on a date. You know, I mean, yes,
And I
get-
know it's scary and you'll get
Yes.
rejected. It's an exercise in self-confidence.
That's
and
actually,
that's okay.
That's actually a good point. You
Right.
know, I mean, you see a lot of, insecurities. They'll just, send messages and like, just random things. And you're like, what are you doing?
But that word you
Right.
said is the key word, insecure, right?
Yeah.
They're
Right.
insecure.
Yeah.
Right.
People that are insecure in their own skin or with,
Right.
with themselves are
Right.
never going to be in the position to be dating.
No,
Right.
no.
No.
So look
Dating
out for
purposely.
that.
Yeah, purposely. Yeah, absolutely. So, but when you see those profiles, I'm sorry, I'm like trying to, and
You really want me to tell that story,
I
don't
do.
you?
I really do want her to tell a story. It is really, really funny. Oh my gosh. But when you're having those different LinkedIn profiles, like have that be a professional picture.
Oh, yeah.
100%. I'm still seeing it today as I go through the list. Like go through it. I'm just like, how are these people? This is not Facebook. There's different platforms, social media platforms speak differently to different people,
Right.
right? Just like in the dating world, when you're seeing that, like one guy's like flipping someone off. I'm like,
On
what?
LinkedIn?
No, on the dating
On
apps.
the dating app. But still, that's not. That's
What
not
are
okay.
you doing?
Right.
Like I mean, that's a great way to set a tone.
But wait. Who's he trying to attract? And that's what.
That's a
maybe
great
that's not
point.
your audience. That's not your audience.
Yeah. It's a good
Maybe
point.
he's trying to turn you
those
off.
apps exactly.
Yeah.
And those apps, I'm sure there's some kind of algorithm, but at the end of the day, not everything is always correct. So
Yeah.
maybe his audience is girls who would like that.
Yeah. Oh no, that app was just swiping everyone. Yes, everyone.
And we're going back to that. See, that's not
yeah,
and that's not okay.
It's not okay. I can
Right.
see the business side of it and the strategy. I'm like, oh, fill the funnel and maybe some quality would come out.
You
Maybe
gotta
some less-
filter it. You
You
gotta
gotta filter it, right? I mean, and maybe there are some filtering parameters. I have not, engaged in looking at any of these apps so clearly.
So if someone's flipping
Yeah.
somebody off in the picture, that's a no. That's
Yeah,
hard
that's
pass.
a negative. No, what? Stop. Sit down. No.
He may have been sitting down. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
like looking in the mirror, like.
Oh yes,
Exactly.
That's awesome. And then
Did I sent you? Remember that one picture I sent you?
I remember.
Oh my gosh. Yes, this guy was shirtless and had a cat where his face should have been. Like
Yeah.
a live cat. Like
Live-
he had
it was
his-
live.
Yes. he had
It was
his
in its
cat.
talons were across its chest. I can't make this up. The talons were literally. No, they're serious. Whatever.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
That was
Bird, cat,
that was
whatever.
entertaining, but
entertaining.
that was
Oh.
that was a no.
That was definitely a no.
No, I mean it was. I saw that picture.
Oh no, I had to send it to you.
Oh, I know. But here's the other thing: is that you doing these bathroom selfies. This is the other thing that we need to
Oh,
talk
bathroom
about.
selfies.
Because
But the lighting though.
the lighting, though, number one, number two, you can we're looking at everything.
No, what I'm saying is depending on the bathroom, the lighting can actually be a
Good,
positive
right?
thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
So I can't fault that.
Yeah, but when you see all of their
But I mean, yeah,
Stop.
and you crop the toilet out.
yeah, crop
for
the
sure.
toilet out, all your toiletries. Don't need to.
Your pills.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you use Radiant White too. Okay, right? No, no. So, right, we're going to come back. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to go right into Dating Dictionary.
Yes,
We got some
please.
good tips on LinkedIn profiles, do's and don'ts, and what you should be posting on the dating apps, too. So
good.
stay
See you soon.
tuned. Well, hello and welcome to the Dating Advisory Board. We had to take a short break. It is literally 100 in here, so we are
Maybe
literally
more.
melting.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it is very hot, so we had to take a break. But anyway, so we're coming back today. We're talking about how we can easily be set up and referred in business and dating. And thank you for Jenny and Melanie for joining me on the show today. Yes. So we want to talk a little bit about, on the break, you were talking about the ultimate connector. You wanted to bring that back here. So let's talk a little bit about that before we get into the dating dictionary section.
Yeah, so my husband Derek Coburn and I started Cadre together, and he wrote a book called Networking is Not Working. And one of the things he
Pick it up, by the way.
Yeah, Amazon.
Tip. Yep.
One of the
Life
things
tip.
he talks about is positioning yourself as a go-to resource, and by becoming an ultimate resource or an ultimate connector, people come to you, and they're always coming to you to be connected from anything from a plumber to a girlfriend to an attorney. So there's if you set yourself to be in that position, people are always going to come to you, and by doing that, in my mind, in the dating world, you have a big network of friends.
Correct.
You surround yourself with really awesome people. People are going to come to you.
And they're like-minded people who, at the end of the day, will know other like-minded people. So there's so much more of a chance of success.
That's true. Right. I mean, good energy attracts good energy, right?
Exactly.
Right.
That's how we built Cadre.
That's right. I know. Cut the cord if it's negativity.
Quickly,
You're done.
Quickly, yes.
Night, night. Thanks
Yep.
for coming out.
What do they say? Hire slow, fire fast.
Yeah.
Also applies in the dating world.
Yeah.
That is
Yes.
a great
Oh,
tip.
that is a tweetable moment right there. Tweetable moment. Write that one down.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to go into the dating dictionary. So to give you guys a little idea of what this is, more and more people were asking, there are so many terms in the dating world that's coming out. They're not talking to me. It goes back to your communication.
Right.
I mean, our generation loves the phone. It's true. Like, I talk to my girlfriends all the time. I'm like, why is this person not picking up the phone and calling me? That doesn't even make any sense. I mean,
I
you
know.
don't want to talk to me. I mean, clearly he doesn't like you. And I have friends, true story, that says if he doesn't call me, I'm not talking to them. Right? And
Agreed. Just to give you 1 second with that, I understand, and I've had days, if I'm talking to people all day, I don't want to talk.
Right.
But then I communicate that. So if someone is trying
Yes.
to talk, and then I'm like, hey, do you mind? And that's when, like, I send a little text. I'm like, I'm exhausted. I can't say one more word. That's nice anyway.
Right.
And we should talk tomorrow.
Right.
Or just, I can give you the highlights of my day via text, and then we can just proceed.
Accordingly.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what?
So-
Though you're being honest and authentic,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
That was your day. And
Well, and that's communication. That's communication. And so, and some people don't like to talk on the phone. Some people, well, that younger generations just don't know how. It's hilarious to actually watch them try. But yes, so
But yeah, but you can't
point.
say to them, okay, number one, like, and he's texting me, well, why is he not calling me? Like, I'm just not going to talk to him because he should know to call. No, he does not know to call. He is not a mind reader, or she is not a mind reader. Whoever you are talking to, they cannot read minds. You have to set it up, and then don't be upset about it,
right.
right?
If you haven't communicated it,
If
don't
you
be upset
haven't
about it.
communicated it, like, especially like how you feel, right? Like, what are your core values? Like, if you're picking a partner or you're looking to date someone, you can't get upset if whatever they want is completely different than yours. You can either deal with it or say bye, Felicia, and move on to the next.
So someone was telling me, a friend was telling me, she saw this. Sorry, totally off topic.
No, it's fine.
She saw this shirt that she wanted. She's like, I want to be Felicia. She's always going somewhere.
I do want that shirt. Find that. That's a good one.
awesome.
I know. All right, so let's get into the. Is that all on the networking side, or do you have any other ones?
I think one other thing I would maybe point out is that really we talked about knowing what you want,
Right.
knowing what you don't want, and sort of really communicating those things. Because when you tell somebody, oh, I want to be set up, like that's not enough.
And
Like,
then, right.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not even going to bother.
yeah.
Right.
Derek, we've also done that, when he was building up his wealth
Right,
management clients,
right.
it's like he did something called passion prospecting, where you find people who share the same passions that you do, whether it's golf or
I know people have done
wine
that,
or
right.
tennis,
Right.
whatever it might be.
Right.
Huh.
You invite
great.
them to that sort of event, or you host a wine tasting or something
Right.
like that, and then you have something in common with them.
Right.
So when you are being set up, or you're asking to be set up or referred to, at least communicate those things that you enjoy, so that those are the types of people that you're being introduced to.
Yeah.
Or potentially the types of personalities that you get along with. Because a lot of times, and there's a lot of books on the topic that everyone can pick up and read, but I mean, who are you? Are you an A-type personality? Are you a person who's very analytical and is not very comfortable out in public? Are you somebody who just wants to help people and is so nice? Or somebody who's the life of the party? And then what do you look for, right? And so knowing that and knowing how to get along with the other types of personalities will really take you a long way in business and in life, because that way you're not pushing your style on everyone else and expecting them to return the same thing.
That's true.
And the same thing, I mean, and that's getting
And
more
like that
into
comes
it.
to the love languages.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
I was okay. So I did mine. Okay, so I did mine. And shocker, I got a tie, like 8 and 8.
What are they? I'm a tie too.
You're a tie too.
I'm a tie
Okay, so it was words.
of affirmation.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And then what about the plans? Oh man, what was the other one? I'm gonna look it up.
Quality
Okay.
time.
Quality
time. Yes,
Okay.
quality time.
Yeah.
Making
I'm-
plans.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm words of affirmation
Yeah.
and acts of service.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. What did you get?
Words of affirmation.
Yes.
Quality time.
Yep.
And then a really close second one was third, physical touch.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My very yeah. I'll have to go. Let's see. I'm not gonna tell y'all.
You know what's
what mine is.
interesting for you is,
What?
is also
By the
you
way,
can
all
relate that to your
5
kids.
are words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts,
Yeah.
quality
Gifts
time.
was 0 on mine.
touch.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touch. Yeah, but it says like if you have not done it, it's Dr. Gary Chapman, and it really does help you in relationships and
You can
personal.
just
and
go online and do the
business.
test.
Just
Right.
do the test. Yeah, it takes like 2 minutes, and then you can see like how you are. And I read it, I was like, oh, that is so me.
Because you find out what makes
Yeah.
you tick. So
Right.
basically, if someone always tells me that I'm awesome, which by the way, I know I'm awesome, right?
You
but
are.
I know I'm not perfect either.
Right.
But that's okay. But if
you
someone
like
tells
to
me I'm
hear it.
awesome, I like to hear it. I
Right.
like to have my accomplishments acknowledged.
Right.
They don't have to be celebrated every time, but acknowledged is a big thing. So,
Exactly. You know, yeah, and I was like, oh, shocker, because I didn't know that they had like you can get 2. Right? I was like, shocker. Of course, mine would be complicated.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
She
really,
was
but
3.
they're all at one. They're all tied.
They're close.
They're not all tied, but they were
Oh,
very
okay.
close.
They were very
the 2
close.
were tied, and then the third one was like,
Like right there.
yeah.
Oh my
Interesting.
gosh.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, but do it because it really does help. I mean, I'm going to post it later because I think
Whenever
it's,
you're managing people too, if you've got a lot of employees,
Absolutely,
for you
yes.
to understand how they want to be appreciated or loved is very important.
Absolutely.
Right. It doesn't just go in personal. I mean, it goes in business or friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. You know.
Yes.
I mean, so I'm going to do that. I
My
have
family as well. It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I bet you just
Yeah.
thinking about it, you can kind of figure it out. I
Yeah.
know what my 2 kids are.
Yeah.
Like, easily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. I know them. I know exactly what they are.
I
One
know.
is-
I know what my parents' dog is. Does
You
that
do?
count?
Yes, it does count. Yes.
She loves gifts.
Oh, oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. So yeah, so if you have not gone out there, make sure you do it. I will post it later on the Dating Advisory Board. It should be up there now, but make sure you take it. It's really good insight, and especially if you're dating, you know, with the other person, because it does make a difference. I'm like, man, I read that. I did the test, and I was like, oh man.
It makes sense.
You know, I wish I would have known this years ago.
Right.
Right.
Well,
And be able to communicate, like, this is how I
If you're
like to be
dating
talked to.
somebody
Yeah.
who wants acts of service and
Right.
you keep telling them that they're great,
Yeah.
it's going to get you nowhere. Just
Right.
nowhere.
Right.
And there's just going to be frustration and resentment. So
true.
if you know how to talk to somebody,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Derek always jokes because in the beginning of our relationship together, he was outsourcing everything. He's like, I'm going to go ahead and hire somebody to, you know,
And
take
you're
care
like,
of the house and cook for you.
yeah, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it's not the same way you doing it.
You got to earn it.
You gotta earn it. I love it. I love it.
He learned.
He learned. That's right. That's good.
Smart man.
So we have a couple minutes left. I cannot believe it's, oh my God, already 15 minutes.
That flew
flies
by.
when you're having
I mean,
fun.
it's true. I mean, you guys
So
are
we can
awesome.
just go over some of the.
Yeah,
what
let's-
are the good ones?
Okay,
I
how
don't even
about
know what
There any good
draking?
ones?
Draking, yeah.
Draking?
Y'all are schooling me today.
Okay.
I have no idea what this is.
Definition. Wallowing in your sorrows caused by the opposite sex. Our take. Drake didn't croon his way into our hearts as an a-hole when it comes to love. Oh, no, no, no. He captured our hearts as being the most sensitive man alive, especially in the world of rap. Drake is...
So it truly is named after Drake.
Yes, it is. Drake is just as sensitive as we are when we face woes in the world of love. So
I didn't
inevitably...
feel old before. I do now.
No, stop. So we just use draking to describe times where we feel just as emotional as he does.
Oh.
I mean, I kind of like that. I mean, I like that he's
Draking.
emotionally. I mean, like, I think emotional intelligence is attractive.
Huge. and it's
Vulnerability.
valuable.
Absolutely.
Right.
Vulnerability is, oh yeah.
Well,
you.
knowing when to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Because once again, you have to be very careful when you're using vulnerability in
That's
business
true.
versus personal life.
Right. I'm talking in the dating world.
Yeah, dating world, yes, you have to be.
Yeah.
And it's hard because if you're used to the A-type personality, you know, hard style all the time, it's very hard to be vulnerable, and you have to learn and figure it out.
Right. It's true. Yeah.
Cool.
I know. I like it. All right. Let's see. What's some other good ones?
I didn't know what snack pack is. Maybe we can go over that.
You want to go over that
I
one?
didn't. Snack
Okay.
pack.
It's a snack pack.
So I didn't even know about this. I just Googled it. It says this playful name is given to the bag a man or woman brings when they spend the night at someone's place. Items with a snack pack might include toothbrush, phone charger, or spare pair of underwear. And other, I'm not. You can.
And
read,
other
I'm
items.
not even reading.
Other
it.
items.
And other items.
Yeah.
Yeah, snack
Wow.
pack. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I mean, because people
Shouldn't
wear
it be
contacts.
like a goodie bag.
Yeah, goodie bag.
Well, so yeah, goodie bag.
Right. I mean, you're staying over someone's house. It doesn't have to be like a one night stand or whatever. I'm just saying, like you're just going over there.
Most frequently carried in case of a one.
Okay, whatever. I just didn't want to read that part.
No, there's other parts we shouldn't have read.
I know.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
whatever,
interesting.
yeah.
I did not realize
I've
that
never
that's
heard
called
that
a snack
before.
pack.
Yes, I didn't
I've
either.
never- well, and I. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a term for
I
everything.
mean, do they put a granola bar in there too?
I would if I was
Bottle
going to
of
make
water?
one. I would absolutely.
You probably
Granola
put some
bar and bottle
protein.
of water.
Well, I just can I get some almond milk so I can make a protein
powder.
shake later. Do you have some? I just cannot be
All those
pasteurized.
breadcrumbs.
Yuppie one night
Yeah.
stand.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew.
Oh my God. All right, breadcrumbing. Similar to ghosting, breadcrumbing is when someone disappears only to reappear at a later date by liking your Instagram photos from 16 weeks ago, without explanation for their hiatus or any commitment to you or your future together.
Interesting.
Listen, if they're just not texting you back, there is a reason.
He's not that into you.
Amen. I've learned that.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Right. If you don't know what that means, rewatch the movie or get a.
But then there's
read the book.
sometimes I see,
Right.
you get two sides to different stories. Like sometimes, like no, we're just busy. Like I'm busy with doing stuff,
no,
right?
it's not
That's at
busy.
16 weeks.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, what do you say after 16 weeks,
Nothing. You say nothing.
right? I mean, what do you
I've
come
moved
back
on.
with? Right? Wrong number. I mean, 16 weeks ago. I mean, that's aggressive.
I mean, is this an emergency? Am I the only person you?
You just liked it, and maybe if they
If someone
commented,
just
it
liked
probably
your
would worse.
picture, right?
Right.
You do nothing.
I know you do nothing, but if they're commenting, that would be weird.
It would be a little weird, but
Yeah, just and especially if you had their phone number,
yes.
right? So you're going on my Instagram, but you have my cell phone number. That's weird too.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Right?
There's always.
I mean, this is
extenuating
what I've heard.
circumstances.
True
You
stories,
never
I've heard
know.
'em.
You never know.
Right.
There may be extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
Someone may be very busy.
Okay, I have one last story, and then
All right.
we have to close up. This is good. This I love you. So basically, I was going to bring this up on my dating story, and then we got sidetracked. But there was a guy that I met a couple years ago, right? And it was like, I don't know, some event. And it was no big deal. I just met him, like whatever, hung out for the night. It wasn't a big deal. And then he's like, and we ended up talking. He called me, and he's like, oh, we gotta go on a date. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. Like, I don't care. And then he's like, let me call you when I get back from Canada. 2 years later.
No.
Swear to God.
He was in Canada for
This
2
is
years.
like 2 months ago. Yes. Yes. I didn't respond. It's like,
hear
hey.
about Canada.
I know. I'm like, dang, were you in the
Well,
I
but
mean,
also they have phones in Canada. Last time I
They
checked.
do.
clearly.
And
I
have the
mean,
interwebs there.
no,
Yes.
interwebs. No, here's the best part. It wasn't even like,
And they
it
even
wasn't,
have international
no,
plans.
you're going to love this
Where
part.
you can connect. It gets better. There's more.
There's more. It was a very generic message, okay? And it was sent out, and it was like, I'm back in the Commonwealth, and I was wondering, this is where I met you, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, no. This is sent out to probably like 5 different girls at this point.
Potentially, yes.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because it was generic enough. It wasn't like,
Where
hey,
he
Jen.
didn't use your name.
Haven't talked to you in
Exactly. Copy and
AK5,
paste.
800 Yoda years,
Wow.
Yeah. I know. But anyway, that's the
It's
story.
It's a lot to navigate, isn't
I know.
it?
I was like, you're done. You're blocked.
Yes.
Yeah. that was the end of him. So anyway, but all right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being on the show tonight.
so much fun.
I know, so much fun. Now, how can everyone reach you?
Go ahead.
My Twitter handle is at Better Bank Coach. So Better Bank Coach, it's on all the information that Jen has sent out. So
Yes.
feel free.
It's on the app.
Yes.
Yes.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah.
I'm at Melanie TC.
I know, Melanie T's. All right, so make sure you guys follow them on all their social media platforms. And thank you so much for tuning in. And have a great week, and we'll see you soon.
So much fun.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for all the sponsors. Thank you.
Thank you.